Most of the time when a new gaming console launches, you do expect a number of mind-blowing titles that comes with it. But that's not quite the case with the Nintendo Switch. This most talked about gaming device has been with me for a month now, and while I have tried to spend some time with it in my busy schedule, the Switch just doesn't have enough games to keep me entertained in the long run and distract me from my work. I'm Warren for KLGadgetTV, and this is my review of the Nintendo Switch. When Nintendo announced the Switch, I quickly dropped my plans on purchasing the 3DS XL to play Pokemon Sun and Moon, simply because I was attracted to how versatile the Switch is for a portable gaming console. You can take it along as you're on the move, and once you reach home, you can continue your games on a big screen. And what makes me even more excited would be the motion-enabled Joy-Con controllers, which you can separate it from the device and control your gameplay wirelessly. I'm glad that Nintendo doesn't require you to purchase the dock and the Joy-Con grip separately, and my purchase comes with 2 of the launch games, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and 1-2 Switch. The seller is also kind enough to even include 3 amiibos as part of the sales deal. I'll leave the purchase link in the description if you're interested to get this bundle. Now, let's talk about the Switch's hardware. The build quality is solid, and the chassis is made of a nice polycarbonate material. It is a rather bulky device and becomes pretty lengthy once you attach the Joy-Cons, which can be a challenge to some pockets. The Switch features a fragile kickstand, which can be easily snapped out of the device if not careful, and Nintendo has done a smart job of concealing a micro SD card below it. On the top, you have the game card slot, a 3.5mm audio jack, a cooling vent, volume rocker, and a power button. I'm glad that the Switch uses a USB-C port for charging, saving the trouble to buy additional proprietary cables if I want to charge it on the go. The 6.2-inch display is considerably small if you compare to tablets, and I can't understand why Nintendo would still go for an HD resolution display instead of Full HD. The bezels could have also been reduced to have a slightly bigger display size or make the console a little more compact. I was also quite disappointed with the 2 front-firing speakers. Considering the console has a thick form factor, I expect bigger and better speakers on it, but instead, they sound like smartphone speakers and doesn't produce enough bass. The Switch's software is the most disappointing part of the experience for now. For one, I do not see Nintendo adding any new features to it after a month, and I can say it's a waste of the console's hardware power. You can't browse the web on it, and it doesn't support video playback, and not even a music player comes installed. Nintendo's eShop has a limited amount of games that you can purchase for now. Most of them are expensive, and unless you are a fan of these games, you might want to wait for upcoming game titles such as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that is worth your hard-earned cash. Otherwise, the user interface of the Switch looks very promising with a clean layout and straightforward navigation like our smartphones. There's a dedicated button on the left Joy-Con that captures screenshots. You can add text to the screenshot and upload directly to Facebook or Twitter. Gaming on the Nintendo Switch is thankfully a comfortable experience for me. Some reviewers have complained the different position of the analog sticks, but I find them to be okay. The buttons on the Joy-Cons are small and cramped, which can be a challenge for people with larger hands. I've played both Zelda and 1-2 Switch during the review period, and I have to say that I wasn't too happy with the graphics quality on Zelda. Given that the Switch uses Nvidia's Tegra X1 system on chip, it should be capable of handling a lot more complex graphics and textures. But Zelda looks like a game that has been ported from the PSP. The game graphics has low quality graphics textures that just doesn't do justice for the Tegra X1. 1-2 Switch, however, is a great game that will keep families and friends entertained in the long run, and the Joy-Cons perform just as great as the Wii controllers in motion controls. Once the console is docked, it switches the output almost instantly to the TV and vice versa. And this is one great achievement that Nintendo's competitors haven't been able to do yet. The Joy-Con grip is cheap and feels like it could break easily. Hence, if you're serious on gaming on the Switch properly, you might want to purchase the Pro controller. While playing the Switch for long durations, it continues to be a comfortable device to hold despite being a little warm. The battery life on the Switch is also pretty good, as I managed to clock 3 hours when playing Zelda and 1-2 Switch within that time period. Nintendo claims that the Switch's battery could last up to 6 hours, and actual battery life will depend on the game titles you are playing with. So, should you buy the Nintendo Switch? If you are a fan of Nintendo game titles, then the answer is a yes. If you are looking to do more with the console and not willing to spend on the limited amount of game titles, then the answer is a no. By all means, the Nintendo Switch is an extremely innovative portable gaming console, and the potential of its hardware could easily attract many game developers if Nintendo gets things right. However, in the era where smartphones and tablets are already replacing portable gaming consoles, Nintendo needs more than just attracting developers to develop apps and games for the Switch in order to stay relevant, and it needs to act fast. Have you already owned a Nintendo Switch or thinking to buy one? Share with me your thoughts in the comments, and if you like tech videos like this, subscribe to KLGadgetTV for weekly tech videos and follow us on the usual social channels. Once again, this is Warren for KLGadgetTV, and I shall see you soon in the next video.
Oh yes! Oh my god! Wow, this game is crazy.